Oh, face. Not now I'm rooting for complexity. Fuck it. No.
That's a good name from King Nick.
King Nick, he's locked.
Oh.
No.
That's big. That's big.
Play it, slay it.
Boom, boom, boom.
Pivoting right. That combo just Lucid's gonna die with snipe. It's gonna be GG, bro.
Oh, we're yelling out dead, man.
Ryan's good plays out of Ryan, man. Good plays out of Ryan.
Keter.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to a game 7 here. Complexity going on.
We are seeing a completely different complexity. A complexity that
Did not expect game 7. I did not.
expected today.
I
They
said
are
for
fighting back after 3
Yeah, they were whispering comes.
From phase complexity have pushed us to a game 7.
Fuck it.
Let's talk about the Nightfire.
Down, fuck it. I want to see an upset.
Where's Dab? This is big. This is big. You got my energy up now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it didn't help.
Now they did bring it all into a game 7. They answered back with 3 in a row. Not only that,
There's no way Ashes is aura forming.
as well. I mean, look at King Nick.
Wait. They are in the same room then.
He's in the
What the
mix
fuck?
with 3 assists as well. And look at the damage. Because that was an insane game. All of
You're saying a logo?
11K? Are you kidding me?
They've had momentum since, game number 4. And it almost felt like they almost lost
Stop
their
being
game
lazy.
against Livefire. Oddball, but something changed in the middle of round 2.
Did you go back to the gym yet, man, or you only go once?
Could have gone either way.
Been a couple times. How to start? Like running. I don't know how to do it.
My advice would just be like after your workout, run a mile.
I need to run a mile there.
Yeah. 2 miles a day is kind of a lot. Just start off. But if you're driving there, just work out, run a mile afterwards. Do that like 4 or 5 times for a few weeks. Then start doing like 1 mile, then 2 miles, then 1 mile, then 2 miles. Do that 3, 4 times a week. Then you'll start getting 3-mile days in. Really do got like
Is that how you started?
I mean, your body just has to get used to it, like your ankles, your knees, your hips, your shins.
I've been trying to tell y'all, if you see faster, you can act faster. You trying to
They
find
have stopped being lazy. They have started taking the step forward. So
you wonder how they able to shoot
Seeing too many smiles on complexity.
because of the sound upgrade.
that's good for them.
And stop being betrayed by your 70-inch TV.
I don't know.
Oh, they are right beside the castle.
If you're smiling going into a game 7, last game, you gotta have a lot of confidence.
400 hertz.
You gotta keep composed.
Their setups are probably better than
Appeal, Ebibid?
Petition, appeal, flake.
Call appeal petition?
I think we're called.
I mean, you can bid. It doesn't mean anything else. Besides, like, bidding on something, and you may bid on distribution. Yeah.
Sunglasses, device that reduces drag. Aerodynamic. Finland driver.
Well, now we're moving on to
One away. What the fuck?
way to start
Uh,
Halo, the LVC Halo Pro Series
Appeal, flake, Finland.
unexpected Game 7. Complexity inspired FaZe final Game 7. It's
Blake, Finland, driver.
Wait, which one? What were the three that were good?
Appeal, flake, Finland, driver was one. Game 7. Shit. Who would have thought?
Let me put on the the actual tournament pause. I usually watch these guys when I'm bullshitting.
Last time the Smash 2 team took it out on Slayer was a 12-0 start for Complexity. Although not that dominant, still a lead that favors Complexity. But FaZe answered right back with back-to-back kills to tie things up at 6 apiece. And Lucid is looking to press the Utes side in straight time.
You saw the play that they went for.
I'm tracking.
The high side of Util. Penguin goes through the low side, but Complexity had the answer. They predicted exactly how they put grenades in the first box, and they shut down the push before it could completely finish. Complexity, big chance. FaZe cannot lose their confidence. The last several games have been rough.
That BR skin is fire.
Look too shaken by in their game, bringing the heat. See them tied it up. Until then, Complexity will get another win. Down a bit here. What can they do to get out of it? It's a double push from Complexity that works out of their favor.
Oh shit. If Complexity wins this, it's an upset. Because FaZe is like a top 4 team.
Somehow come out on top, and then Ryan
All due respect, Complexity is full of scraps. So if they win this shit, it's a pretty good win. And it'd be a reverse sweep. Kill. You got a good trades though. Oh, he didn't even kill him. Nice, good pickups.
This isn't a beat on Marius. I mean, this is one of the harder maps to come back on because it's so frequently different terrain. Like, it's just very easy to
Easily win that.
on this.
You gotta do it before he chows.
This is going to be difficult for FaZe to come back into.
Nice, good kill. And they get two. You say a lot there. Nice. They're up 13, man. And the Slayer, that's a shit ton. No, he gets one. He got one. No, you steal one like that, it's insane. You gotta play for the trade, man. Not even play for the trade. Challenge both. Nice. Up 11. One shot, you gotta clean up mid. Ooh. All top mid. You say they're fucked? Nice. This is insane. This is a big upset. FaZe is the top 4 team. Complexity is like top 6, top 8. This isn't an official Halo tournament, but it's still worth a lot of bread. That's how you know you're up to something when you whisper the call out. It's like, I'm at, I spawn back, I spawn back. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ape this guy. Oh, they want this. He's actually impressive. Wow. Wow. Good upset, man. Good fucking upset. Whoa! Whoa! Hey, yo! He just grabbed a handful! Yo, man! What? That is insane, bro.
You got something to say, Eli said. Let's hear it. Great. How are
That's crazy.
Well, walk me through those final moments of that last Slayer game.
It was crazy. Like we, like when it started, they got like an insane kill. The start goal, but then like they got back. I said after Richard Schultz, I said, yo, this is all my fucking money. I said, if we win this lattice, we will win the series. You're the fucking best, Ash. I fucking love you.
It's insane gas.
I said, all my fucking life, if we win this, like, lattice hill, I will drop dead if we don't win the series. I can promise you. We won the lattice hill, and I was like, every single game, I was like, yo, I will die if we don't win this series. I will die. And we kept winning, winning, winning. Once the game 7, I was like, boys, we didn't come this far, so we can die right now. I was like, please.
The teammate coercion cheese. Guys, I'm gonna fucking die if we don't fucking win this shit.
Legendary. I mean, I love that you guys like even with
I'm almost done eating, guys. I'm just really hungry. I haven't eaten all day.
like it's just like immediately back to like locked in. It's like you're just using that energy to drive you to play even better. You're not missing. I see mental not missing a shot every time it's on his POV. That was
We just stayed in there the whole time. That's like the most important part is like knowing like no matter what, like you're still in it. Like who fucking cares? You're down 0-3. We got like this is a new best of 7 now. Let's just win the first 4 and 4 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all about how you frame it. And I'm just glad my teammates didn't want me to drop dead.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm just glad about that. Like thank God. Right? Thank God.
I mean, you talked about it after that game 4 wins, the crazy comms to get you in it. But was there a certain point in that series where you're just like, yo, we're gonna do this? Like it's not even just about, oh, we can do this, we can take it to a game 7, we can win it. Was there a certain point in that series where like, we are winning this?
I'm not gonna lie. Like even throughout the first 3 games, like it felt like we're playing good enough to win those games. Like, it didn't feel like we're not. It's not like we're like going up and we're just playing so bad or anything. Like it felt like the whole time I felt like we're playing so fucking good that it's just like some things are just unlucky or like we're making like a couple mistakes sometimes and it's costing us. But it never felt like even when we're down, it never felt like we're like not playing good enough to win. Like that series felt like we could have won it like 7-0 or like 6-1. Like you know what I mean? Like it didn't feel at all like oh these guys are just outclassing us. No, it was more like we're beating ourselves. Like we've been through these motions so fucking much as a team. Like we've made these mistakes so much online. And, like even like at the last Salt Lake event in the last like month since we were team, because obviously I was talking to Tony about it earlier. Like in the first month that we were team, we were like on fucking fire. Like we looked like the top 3, top 4 team. Like we were dominating, and then we kind of just like got in our heads a little bit. And like these last like 10 days, like 2 weeks, we've really been like getting each other out of that headspace and making sure we're back to just like ebbing and flowing on the map, but just being like water on the map. And like yeah, I think like some time throughout that series we just like found it again. Like we got our confidence going, we got our everything.
It happened.
Everything was firing. That's the best kind of game to play. Like, genuinely, I'm so proud of the team. It's so proud of myself.
I gotta ask. I brought it up a couple of times. Like you guys' last 3 Pro Series matches, you guys got 4-0'd in all 3. And after you guys were down 3-0 in this, I was like, these guys have lost 15 games in a row in Pro League. And I said, I know they have it in them. Like they can dig deep, but this is like one of the hardest positions to be in to dig deep and find that. Like, where do you find that? Is it just like having confidence? You're remembering how you guys were dominant at the beginning. You know it's capable and it's in there. Like, how do you even find that confidence
Just
to
by
keep out?
putting it out there that if I don't win, I'm dead.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, like you guys think
that's
I'm
it.
joking.
That's it. Like you
I'm dead
believe that to
serious.
your heart.
Like,
I feel.
I fully believe like if I like don't win this series, like I will die, and I'm not ready to die. I'm in California for the first time. You know, I'm
beautiful.
trying to enjoy it. I'm trying to do good. These are really good reps to get with our team, especially for the next 2 lanes coming up. So like, I don't want to die. The world ends in like 6 weeks after Worlds. Like the world is gonna be over in 6 weeks. Like like why would I don't want
This
to
is
die
your last
now.
chance.
This
Last
is,
chances. Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to win a tournament. I don't want to die now. You know what I mean? Like, I still have so much left to do. So, like, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy freaking fate was on my side.
I want to know exactly. So you told them that you would die if you didn't win, but what other than that, what changes did you all do as a team in that moment where everything changed?
Like the changes that we're making, like necessarily, like you wouldn't even like recognize it like in game or in the comms. Like we're still playing the exact same way. It's more so like we are just like backs against the wall, like making sure. Like we know that like now we know it's like okay, like now any fuck up we make or like the things that go wrong, like if we don't come off spawn the next life and make the best play that we can make possibly, like that's gonna put us in an even bigger deficit. It's gonna make it so much harder for us to win. So it's just kind of shifting that mentality of like we have no more room for additional areas. If the other team's gonna play good, we're gonna play good. They're gonna have good breaks, we're gonna have good breaks. But we have to make sure that like when they have a good break or like they have a hold going, like we cut that shit short like as fast as possible and don't let it like spin into an extra 20, 15, 30, whatever seconds. We're just making sure like we're on top of our shit and playing the way that like we know how to play.
I got the chance to sit down with you before this series, and you talked about this like the philosophy of you were trying to be a little bit too structured at one point, and obviously you don't want to be too loosey goosey on the map. But you talked about having that like perfect balance, that almost yin and yang. Did we see that here today, where it was a great structure of individual skill, and we're playing structured games?
I would say every game, man. Even the first 3 that we lost, like I said, like we were never like playing bad or anything like that. Like even we were playing so good the whole time. It's just like we'd make a mistake or they would make a good play, and then like we would chain it by making a mistake or a bad play, and then it would just like snowball, and it's just like oh fuck, like the game was just in our hands, and now it's not because we compounded like a mistake basically. And that's just what we like, know better than. Like, we know better than that, and we just woke up. I remember at some point, I don't know if it was after the lattice or what map it was after, like during or before, but Billy was like, dude, just start Evo challenge the fuck out of these guys, man. He's like, just start Evo challenge like shit for these guys, dude.
I'm glad you say that because there was a moment that I saw, I think it was in the Aqua game at the beginning when he just like no, it was Live Fire actually. On the Live Fire ball game, Snakebite grabs the snipe off the rip, body shots mental, but he just reach-out him anyways. Like he didn't care that he was one shot, and he ends up winning that fight, stealing the sniper, and it led to you guys getting into control for the next 20 seconds. I'm like, how many players would have just ran away because they got body shot by the sniper? But he had the confidence to just... Exactly. That's what I thought of in the moment. I was like, that's experience right there.
There's a few people that you can say are like the greatest ever or something. Like Billy's one of them. He's the greatest ever played an entire FPS title. There is
Yeah, that's a Giga Chat.
He was literally like, there's probably like 4 humans that you consider 3 humans that have played FPS titles that you consider like definitively like the greatest ever fucking do it. Billy's one of them. So like when push comes to shove, and like when we're in this shit, like you can count on him to like bring the confidence out of everybody, keep the like the vibes and everything light, like make sure everyone's kind of.
This is the longest winners interview I've ever heard in my life.
Hell yeah.
Not
It's just
that
for
I don't want
quarterfinals, it ain't even for the
to
tournament.
Win today because congrats on one of the most beautiful reverse sweeps that we've seen in Halo Infinite. But tomorrow.
All right, there we go. We are kind of back, I think.
Okay.
To my teammates, man. Yeah, I fucking love you guys, bro. Thank you so much for valuing my life, man. I fucking love you guys, bro. I did not want to die. All fucking 4 of you guys. Like Ash, Ryan, Nick, Billy.
This guy's clip farming at a
Shout out
tournament.
to everybody that's watching, supporting. You guys are great too. I appreciate you guys. Everyone that's still watching Halo, everyone supporting LBT and Shopify. And
Imagine they get 4-0'd. They
Especially
get
with it being the last year and stuff like that. So
they get
that's
4-0'd
just
right at
in
the
chat.
next round. That'd be
Guys
fucked.
throughout
I'd be
you
so
guys
pissed.
support them. They're literally, like, in my opinion, the greatest thing to happen to Halo ever since like all the way back in the Tuesday days. I love every single one of you guys a part of this team. So thank you so much for
Thank you,
taking
man.
the time that you guys dedicate to this. You guys are genuinely great. Appreciate
Well,
you guys.
I'm gonna let you catch up to your team so you can go celebrate
Thank
this
you.
and go enjoy LA and the food or whatever you plans you have. So go catch up to.
Paddleboard.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Just kidding. I'm gonna play for 2 more hours.
Yeah, right. Gonna be good.
For real.
Congrats, man.
Thank you, my boy. Appreciate you.
Thank you for
Everybody's
joining
GGs, man.
us.
She'll head over there and dab you up too.
Okay, all right, sounds good, sounds good. All right, everybody, we are gonna go ahead into a quick, there you go, into a quick break so we can get ready for the next series because the event is not over. We have Envy versus Space Station Gaming up next. Another best of 7 is the fight for the $50,000 that are on the line and a, shall I say, epic, beautiful, incredible trophy. If you guys have noticed something on our, that's not a decoration, that's the trophy, the Halo, the LVT Halo Pro League trophy that they're fighting for this weekend. We're gonna go on that quick break and we'll see you guys in just a minute.
Tell me when you love. Tell me when you love. Could it be me? Be your fantasy. Tell me when you love. Could it be me? Be your fantasy. Tell me when you love. Could it be me? Be your fantasy. Tell me when you love. Could it be me? Be your fantasy. Tell me when you love.
Oh, that's funny. Give me a sec.
Spawn the maze. Spawn the delay. Car one down.
Get a ride out of town to the lake and play your favorite song, and we can get along. Oh, we can dance through 100 earthquakes, and when the world is gone, I know where I belong. Yeah, stand by me and tell me I'm alright. When everything that we knew started to fall right through. So all I need is a guiding light. Oh, I could be falling too, but I'm not alone when I'm with you. Lately I feel stuck to my bed, and you're the only one who keeps me moving on.
Sorry, guys. Borderlands is at 74%. This is a big ass fucking game, I guess. Oh my god! This shit's so funny. I'm watching TikToks and there's this TikTok. There's a bunch of TikToks about Marvel Rivals coming to PS4. Marvel Rivals will turn your PS4 into an IED. That shit funny. Side note, by the way, Marvel Rivals is maybe it's the player base, but in a competitive setting, some of those players are the dumbest people I've ever played with. And I play Call of Duty, the simplest game. All you gotta do is aim. And Marvel Rivals just has like complete idiots on that fucking, on everything. They're just idiots. I can't rank up. Sorry, small rant, but fuck Marvel Rivals. Even though I bought the Psylocke skin. I want to lay down. My back hurts.
are watching the LVT Halo Land, the Pro League, the LVT Halo Pro League in partnership with Shopify Rebellion. And our next series is getting ready to be started. It is Space Station Gaming versus Envy. This day has been absolutely incredible, and I can't wait to see what these two teams have in store for us.
I'm honestly very much excited to see where does Envy really sit on land, right? Because they've been having a fantastic past results. They've been to 4 grand finals in the row in the last 4 tournaments they played in, but it's a different nature when you get on land, right? I think we just saw that a series ago. Complexity able to get that crazy comeback victory against FaZe. And I think to me that might be a land difference, right? BO7s get the job done. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be
Yeah,
kind of
I
crazy.
mean, it could be anything. It could be the $50,000 motivating them. It could be this beautiful, epic-looking trophy. Envy, a team that has been getting better and better, and now they're facing off against Space Station Gaming Active.
Yeah, Envy look really connected, and that's something that Tools and I had talked about. I think that they do a great job on the map of pushing all lanes at the same time. There's no timing difference there. Everyone knows their job. Everyone does their job, and that's what allows them to create the plays that they make on the map.
It's really scary because like when you look at Envy on paper, right, we talk about their connectedness, but the way that they connect is through individual pushes, right? It's every player taking their responsibility on the lane, but collapsing with high coordination to create those breaks. It's very fun to watch, and it's fundamental to their success. If they're not able to replicate that against Space Station Gaming, a very aggressive team, I think they could be running into problems.
Well, if you take a look at their losses from the online portion of the LVT Halo Pro League, they lost to the top 3 squads. What does that say about Envy?
I mean, to me, it says they're the 4th team, which, you know, they're kind of fighting SSG for that. And on land, historically, SSG have kind of outplaced them. But I think that, like, the last couple of months, like, Envy are really knocking at the door of the top 4. And they're really making a case to me that they could absolutely do it on land as well.
Well, what is making this team so special?
This Envy team to me is so special because they've stuck together. They're the team that like believed in themselves, didn't have to go and try to make a ton of roster changes to make things happen, right? We have this core 3, Precision became available, they grabbed them, they understood that they needed one superstar to get them over the edge, and they've been working together since then to overcome what's been in their way, and they've just been getting better and better since then.
Yeah, I think Precision is a good look, right? Because he's a player who, on the map, doesn't really lose a lot of 1v1s. You hear his name and you think, oh, it's a cool name. It's a real name. The guy doesn't miss. And if he's in that state where he's not missing whatsoever, I think that really opens things up for that connectivity that we talked about.
Well, we talked about Envy's playstyle, but why don't we move on and talk about Space
Man, they
Station
gotta
Gaming
start this
and the way
game,
they
bruh.
have it played.
Well, the key for Space Station Gaming, in my opinion, is what Suppress said at Salt Lake City when he was interviewed on the main stage. Don't scam. That's the #1 rule for these guys. They like to be aggressive. They like to push into your lane, but at times they can get too ahead of themselves. They can be caught out on individual lanes. They can be punished. Envy going to be looking to punish SSG in this series.
While Envy versus Space Station Gaming is almost ready to begin, but let's talk a little bit more about Space Station Gaming and what they could do to win this Aquarius bomb.
Yeah, so what Tools had talked about with the scamming, it just seems like that connectivity that we see out of Envy, it doesn't really happen as consistently for Space Station Gaming. There are times where Suppress likes to be that player that pushes in, that does max damage, but unfortunately his timing, if it's just a millisecond off, the entire play is thrown off. And that's one of the things that's difficult about Halo that people don't understand. Timing is everything, and sometimes SSG's timing is a bit off.
Well, I feel like this is a team that has, you know, one of the teams that was affected or had some team changes happen not so long ago. How do you feel like the team is gelling together?
I mean, it depends on the day you ask, right? Like, it feels like on certain days they're undeniable, they're insane. I mean, you got 2 world champions in Stellar and Eco on the roster. You've got 2 of the straightest shooters we've ever seen in Falcated and Suppressed. The individual talent is undeniable, but they're not always on the same page. It doesn't feel like it's a consistent thing to see them on fire together, and it's been a little concerning as of late. They really need to find their mojo here on land.
Well, how do they? How would you, as a team, find your mojo?
Well, I think to me that's when the leaders need to step up, right? They need to be the ones that guide their young guns to victory, and that's where I'm looking towards the middle player and the player on the very left in that setup. So Eco's going to be on the very side to me. I'm listening to his comms. I think he's got some of the best in the game. And then when I need someone to come in, hit a big snipe shot, give yourself some momentum, I'm looking to the man, the sniper king in the middle right there, Stellar, to make those big impactful plays.
I don't know if you guys caught that, but I just saw some smiles from Suppressed and Stellar, and it looks like they're ready. They're starting off with a really, really good vibe.
Well, that's a big deal, right? Because I talked about earlier in the interview with Lucid where he said his team vibes really well inside the game, outside the game. Obviously, the changes were made for a reason, right? These guys are having that good vibe. They get along really well, and I think it's really understated how important.
Dominant.
All right,
He's
we're
gonna
back.
be grabbing that bar, shooting across the map, and just applying maximum pressure to Envy. And that's a pressure that I don't know if Envy's used to facing all that often. So it's gonna be, can they shut down Falcated and get up on the map?
For me, I'm going to look a little bit further at Lattice. I truly think that Lattice for Envy is a very favorable map. You look at the stats, 13-3 out of Envy. It's a 5-5 out of the side of SSG. So obviously they're split, maybe still trying to figure it out. When it's that new map, you have more victories on it, you look a little more comfortable on it. I think that's going to be a favorable one for the Envy side.
Well, we did see how favorable it was for Complexity. That's where that turning point started to happen for Complexity, and this could be a chance for whoever is on that game floor to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big one for Envy to be able to take advantage of, right? Because that is their bread and butter so far. They've been one of the best, if not the best, Lattice team since the game has added it to rotation.
The fuck?
I think they are really strong now, and why we've been seeing them go to Grand Finals after Grand Finals is the reality is we added 3 new maps to the rotation. They're all on the same one. It's on Lattice, it's King of the Hill, it's Strongholds, it's Oddball. And Envy's really damn good at all 3 of them. And to me, it's been making a big difference to their performances throughout these last few tournaments. One thing to really note that I've been really eyeing out. I was watching the final tournament where all the teams played, not the qualifier, but the one before
Bro,
that.
they have
HCS Open
not
10.
started this match yet.
We saw Complexity upset SSG.
This is the first match, or second
We
match
saw
of the day.
Envy upset FaZe. Now it's
It is
different
8:43
teams this
right
time,
now.
but we're in a very similar position where 2 of the teams that are favored
My
here
Borderlands is at
could potentially be seeing
84%. There's no way
themselves
we're
in the
going to
lower
get through
bracket
one day of
very
this.
early on in this tournament, which
It's
is
insane.
It's surprising and maybe a repeat of history.
Yeah, I think it all comes down to how you play. And I said this in the pre-show, it's LAN, right? And this is a very intimate environment. They're in separate rooms. There's no large crowd. You're playing for a big prize pool. I think whoever comes to play today is going to be the victor. And I know this is very silly and very simple, but that's the truth in year 4 of Halo.
Yeah, it's been so cool to see everybody step up here on LAN. So far, that was only just one series. This is series number 2. We were talking about Lattice a little bit, and I wanted to know, just on you guys' opinions, how are you guys feeling like Lattice is playing? How do you like Lattice? And also, I want to invite the chat to also share those opinions in the chat.
I think it's a great map. What's really cool about it is there's a lot of open space, but not many
This is
sight
insane,
lines
man.
that like clear across the entire center. So there's still the freedom and flexibility to have some creative routing. It's also like so uniquely crafted that the standard strategy of like, okay, I just play perimeter and like hit different lanes, like you can't really do that on Lattice. You got to be a bit more meticulous, play off your damage advantages, and you've also got to be willing to take risks. You got to be able to cut through the center of the map and do it at the time that it makes sense.
And the frustrations I've seen on this map, I don't think are the fault of the map design itself. I think the Halo Infinite spawn system has some very unique aspects to it, and it creates very interesting situations on Lattice. But when you look at what Lattice is from the ground up, it's a 3-lane map that all the lanes are connected to each other. You have the ability to help. It really favors teams that are well coordinated, that like to push multiple lanes at once.
And one thing that Envy does really well on this map is they utilize that bottom center hill bottom center lane very well. They go straight through that tunnel and they catch people off guards. They often send 2 players through there, and they have a player on the outside that's just causing mayhem to draw attention away, and then they just get behind enemy lines. It's beautiful to watch.
And look for Jackson to be that player,
Yeah.
right? He's a player who consistently cuts through the center of the map. It is that flanking player, always behind your team, a nuisance. And players like that, they, only controlling one lane, but they control the game.
The more I watch Jackson, I just have one little tag I like to call him, and that's the silent assassin, because the guy is always looking for those little tiny flank routes, and Lattice is full of them. That bottom lane, like Eli has mentioned, is chock full of opportunity for players like Jackson to take advantage of.
Well, since we're talking about players and we already talked about Jackson, why don't we talk about the rest of the players on Envy and who else stands out to you the most?
Oh, Descendant. I mean, the guy's got a very high power weapon percentage for a reason. I've said it time and time again. I will scream from the rooftops. One of the best snipers in the game. You get snipe in that guy's hands, if he's flowing on the map, I'm telling you, he will take over a series if he can keep that fire up.
For me, it's Piggy. This guy is the anti-scam, as his teammates call him. If anyone is on the map overextending, Piggy's the guy that's holding down the map, laying down damage from across, but he's also kind of picked up the pace of his gameplay when he needs to, and that was something he talked about in an interview that I had with him earlier. He said that I recognized that I played too slow in certain parts of the game, and I've started to speed up my playstyle, and I've been able to take advantage of timings that I didn't usually find.
They call me biased, but maybe I'm just a fan of the old school Halo. Give me the man that's gonna go out there and drop 30 every game. Give me the man that's gonna go and get 45. Give me precision in these type of games. He reminds me of a snipe down from back in the day. The man's just winning gunfights out there.
Well, let's see who's going to take that first game win on our second series of the day. It is Envy versus Space Station Gaming on Aquarius Slayer.
Aquarius Bomb. I'm excited for this one. I want to be honest with you. I really think that that structure that we constantly talk about is going to be such a big factor here, Tools. And you're going to see the very simple split on the map. You're going to see, obviously, players getting inside that util. But a big thing I want to talk about is the movement of the bomb while you get those slays. We saw that out of Complexity of the last series. They didn't move bomb as they slayed, and unfortunately, it didn't pay off in their favor.
Be wary of the spawns that you give up as a team when you're moving out of your base. If you go and you give up too much space towards your utility side, towards your back base, and you lose 2 of your spawns, that's usually the recipe for disaster. It's very important to spread yourself early on the map of Aqua Bomb. It's imperative that you have those perimeters under control.
Yeah, and it's so easy too. If you don't have those perimeters under control and you're stuck in the back of your base, use those crevices. Use every part of that base to stay alive. You see a lot of these good teams do it. Wait for the help of your teammates on that P-side spawn. That's what you have to do, and that's where that connectivity comes into play.
Another thing that people, I don't think, recognize too often, at least in casual play, is like when you spawn in the fridge, that is telling you that there's probably an enemy in your base or your util. Use that deductive reasoning to cut backwards through your base, clear your side, and then move forward, because a lot of the players, the mistake they make is they move forward because they see their team in front of them, but someone's behind you, they're going to start shooting you in the back, and that's going to be a bad problem for your team.
Why add a W key on the keyboard if you're not allowed to use it, Eli? I mean, come on. We get on spawn, we want to push forward, but I think it's so true what you're saying about the idea of lack of information giving you information, right? If your team's all spawning in one spot, that tells you so much about what's actually happening on the map. And one thing that players at the highest level are so good at is spawning and reading what is being told by the story on their screen. Where are my players positioned? What isn't being taken by my team? And where my teammates usually aren't, the enemies usually are. And that's just the good rule to live by in Halo.
Well, if you guys are watching right now, we are waiting for the Envy versus Space Station Gaming series, our second series of today. We had an incredible reverse sweep on our first game, our first series. FaZe versus Complexity. Complexity was able to win that series 4-3. And since we didn't have Active or Tools in the couch with us when that was happening, I'd love to get your thoughts on that series.
Hey, I was having a lot of fun during that series. I had the camera on my shoulder. I was getting in the face of those players. Did you guys see at the end? I wasn't on the camera for this, but I was watching Isaac. Shout out to Isaac in the back. He got up with that camera. You see Cherish go and attack his coach viciously on camera after they won. I mean, come on. The man got a whole handful.
What I saw was a bunch of hugs, guys. Hug attacks. Aquarius, Nutribomb, are we starting? We will wait and see. Envy versus Space Station Gaming. Active, did we get your thoughts on that last series?
Oh man, I am just going to say one thing. Online and LAN are two different beasts, and Complexity with a bit of momentum, literally that's all they needed. Cherish is that high energy player. He had an interview with Tony earlier and he was talking about it too.
Energy, you saw the way they burst it out of this room. I mean, I could definitely relate to how that felt, you know, back in the yesteryears of my prime, but it's a great feeling. I can't say much else about it. But.
Well, I'll say, you know, I agree with you. It's an incredible feeling for me personally in my competition days. I have always set myself up for the reverse sweep. You know what I'm saying? So I make sure to lose those first two games intentionally. Now, the success rate on that, we don't talk about.
It's pretty low for most people. You go down to your chances of winning the series are like 10%, maybe. I don't know. It's pretty low.
It's incredible for them to do that here, and I mean, yeah. Who here thought that was going to be a reverse sweep? That was
especially in a best of 7.
I'm telling you, like
happen.
that is not on my bingo card ever in my life.
Shout out to the structure, because if this was a best of 5, it just would have been over.
True. That
you
is
got to
true.
think about the alternate reality where, you know, we did best of 5s in this tournament.
Well, let's talk about the structure of the event in case anybody missed the online portion of the series. It's all been a best of 7. All teams have been able to fight each other, see each other.
My God, my shit is at 87% for Borderlands, and this second series still hasn't started.
We're getting ready to begin Envy versus Space Station Gaming.
Yeah, and you talked about it, Elliot. Both these teams tied 4-3 in the online portion. So now it comes to LAN. None of that online. Online got them here. It allowed them to get their ticket and punch it in to get here on LAN, and now you play for the big bucks. Now there's no excuses. This is it. Query's Bomb coming up first, and again, I gotta see what Envy has. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a drill. We're hopping on board with Eco.
It took a long time to get here, but here we go. Watch the perimeters. Util is so important to your success on this map. Look for that first entry player to try to get deep into the other side, force out spawns. You want to simplify the game whenever possible.
We talked about Yaxen being that player that likes to cut the center of the map. He likes to be a nuisance on the map, and he's already done so. He can gain himself 2 kills already.
And that bomb not getting a lot of distance. Eco going to be stuck through the middle of the map, and look at Envy. Never trying to leave each other alone in those gunfights. They swarm at once. Falcon having trouble staying alive with that camo.
The fact that he got the camo with 3 down, though, is so impressive. Can he continue to stay alive with this camo is the question. Bomb resetting in about 10 seconds, but he's going to go for that top side control. He's got a pinch ready.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of information for him to work with. He has this camouflage. He wants to do more with it, but the map's just not letting him. He's going to be able to get that first kill, but really this is reactionary. He's trying to clean up the mess left behind.
Yaxen's blocking that fridge side spawn, so that's going to be a spawn inside a base. It's going to be a staggered spawn, so immediately Falcated goes towards the top, and this is going to be an opportunity for Falcated to get some damage in.
Look at that, that's 3 down. Envy all going down. That bomb going to finally start moving, and you can see they're very nervous about that last player left behind. It's Precision. I would be nervous if Precision was in my util as well. Falcated not giving up on that gunfight, heading back, and right now, Space Station, they're playing their process. They're not getting too ahead of themselves.
Yes, Press is the first of all, though, but numbers advantage still on the side of Space Station Gaming. Falcated going to push aggressively, gets to clean up onto Yaxen, still maintaining control of the util.
And Falcated yet to die in this game. He's been patrolling this mid-map, been a big piece to this puzzle. He finally gets his 5th, a killing spree for him early in the game.
Love the patience by Descendant right there, but Suppress going to be the one to take him out. Now the bomb moving forward for SSG. It's Piggy at the back of base. Does he have an angle? He does. He gets one. Not going to be able to get the next, though. It's 2 down for Envy. Eco's going to continue this play.
And Piggy starts all of that. We talk about the process. Hey, he plays it perfectly. Do not scam. That's his rule. He does a great job of standing in the back, getting that height, and getting an important kill for his team. Envy able to clear what was a very great situation situation for Space Station, and now they might just be on attack of their
Damn.
own. Look at this long-ranging flank from Descendant.
He's already pushed up very forward. That's the Camo's coming up very shortly. This is a very important 1v1 out of him, but he gets taken out. Suppress is going to win that one.
A huge way to break open that P-spawn. Right now they have that entire lane to themselves with Camouflage.
Always gave him
coming in.
back
Suppress
shots.
is in a premium position to prevent access to Envy, but he needs to stay alive. He's doing a fantastic. Falcon gets 2 in the feed, and that is Camouflage. The second of the game to Space Station Gaming.
This is one of the strengths of Suppress as a player. He just pelts shots into multiple players. Still alive, still has his camo to utilize, but now he's got to slow down the pace just a bit to go down for SSG.
And there seems to be a large emphasis for SSG on slowing down that pace. We haven't been seeing that textbook hyper-aggressive SSG play quite yet. Instead, a very slow and methodical look, but Suppress caught out in the open. A couple players from Envy able to take care of that Camouflage.
Slow and steady, not going to win the race that time. 3 down for SSG, make that 4 dead. It's going to be the 2 spawners that are on that fridge side.
With that, Piggy trying to get that bomb up. You see Envy getting in position. I love this from Descendant. If he gets that kill, that opens up a lot of opportunities for Envy, but he did get damaged. They're going to try to force it from here.
I love this by Suppress. Toss the bomb out, trying to stay alive. Once again, he gets taken out. It's going to be Eco on that defensive role. This is a very important kill for him. If he's able to clear out this side, they can feel comfortable enough to move forward.
And that's 3 down for SSG. Eco needing to stay alive. The spawner saves his life. Fantastic from Eco to stay alive, wait for that help. They're able to clear their side.
Now they've got top P control, and this is a very important spot to be. This kill is going to be everything. Now the map is opened up. The first kill goes in.
And Suppress, great work from him, cutting through the middle of the map, getting
Yeah,
behind
this
the
is a
players that were on the forward
fucking
line.
ruler
He's
right
at
now.
double digits already. It's him and Falcon that have been leading the way with the slice. 22.
Just keep
not
trading each other
22
out.
between the two of them. Holy,
This one's
these
rough
guys are doing
because you
heavy
gotta
work on
like
the
just
side.
sit still and plant it on their base.
Conversions on the objective that wins them the game. That's going to be the question we ask ourselves. Jackson, once again being a nuisance, the double kill is connected.
Oh, look, that's the third that goes down. Space Station's 4th is found as well. Envy gonna have a great opportunity here to get some movement on this
I'm
ball.
sorry,
With
this
that,
guy is.
dive into the first listening of our
This
series.
guy
Let's
is.
go to the comms event.
Is that a coach?
They're just trying to keep the pressure up. Let's he's in our fight.
Yeah, that's their coach.
Our
That's their coach. I did not know that. He looks like he's 50.
car jump. Falcated.
Yeah, you can look, you just bring bomb up.
Camo 3.
Camo.
He's got good comms though.
Camo, double aimbot it.
Car 1 bomb. No, repeat our car 1. Nice.
Our P-fire. One shot.
Can he even see with that hair?
I got a melee. Watch out, Brick. Last guy on camo. Last guy grabbing it. They're spawning now. Drop down one of you. I got
Good stick.
Go ahead, camo.
With Gammo in the play of SSG, let's shift our focus to Space Station Gaming.
Carter, hitting our gen. And then car 2. Might double back to car 2. Is that car 2? Jumping up car 2. Two guys. Car 1 and car 3. Going our way. I'm here, Kevin.
Three, one shot.
I need to kill.
One shot. Last guy.
I got one.
Under the heady.
What's for breakfast?
Yes. He's gonna die.
Nice.
Go space safe with it. Go car. Go gen.
In their vent.
Yo, car 2.
It's on their vent. Yo, 2 really in their vent.
Car one half on the bomb. He's on the break going our gen door.
Car 2.
Yeah,
In their vent. Kill on. Still car 2. Yo, car 1 right now. 2 car 1 in your gen.
They're fridge. I spawn our base.
Yo, you have good nades.
Two guys are gen. One's a shot. Got two needed. One shot, gen hitty.
1 RP on it. Heard your gen. Yeah, really good.
Two guys, one shot. Push this out.
Too much gen.
Look at this, somewhere.
Got the one. And one's a P1. Fire maybe?
That pre-jump. He's bottom A, one of them.
Shoot him in the back.
Two guys are connected. On me.
Drop my fidget spinner.
Gen door low.
Yeah, watch out.
Yo, PT on the nades.
This shit is a crazy fidget spinner, by the way. This fidget spinner is a fucking like. It's not actually, but it's shaped like a revolver loader. And what's crazy is that it has detachable bullets, not real bullets. Bad timing. But you can pull them. Takes like
twice. Yeah,
So
drop
much
that
strength
once
that you
more.
can
If I
pull.
want that, see that? Advance somewhere?
You can put it back in.
Yeah, the car glass, one shot. Car glass here. Push it one, let's see one.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, good touch. Someone shoot me from P1. I'll pick that up. Go for it right now. I'm back on. Peter?
P2 on,
Yeah, P2.
P1, flanking our street, flanking our street.
Yeah, right,
Bring back that first mic, I need it.
yeah. Is that RP?
And as that bomb resets, it was 3 dead for a moment. But once again, that controlled bomb not going to be there. Eco, last player alive with Camo.
This is big, right? He has camo, he can get behind enemy lines, but without numbers, he has to be very wary of that bomb moving forward.
There's the Ascendant, takes a couple shots of damage. Eco going to once again make his life a valuable one. They're searching for him. Picky's going to take the chow, and then he's going to get collapsed.
They haven't added the carbine yet, right?
That's a very confident challenge from Eco there. He had an option to try to run
The
away
Covenant
and potentially
carbine's
play his
supposed to be
life. He
added
takes
onto
the
this
challenge.
later.
And Envy, they sent everyone back. He went down, and Envy not hesitating on moving this bomb forward whatsoever to send it last alive. It looks likely that SSG gets this out, but we can see when Envy's given the chance to be aggressive, they'll take it.
A great defensive hold by SSG, though. They'll get the bomb forward. And we've seen it back and forth time and time again. There was a moment where SSG were leading the slaves, then MB come back and start to lead. Now, once again, Suppress gonna miss the melee. He ends up going down.
Yeah, he's on the face cam there. You know, we might be on land, but sometimes those punches, they might be a little bit short. Not quite able to get the damage there. And a little frustration from Suppress that follows. Just 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game. And really a lot of play through the middle of the map. We haven't seen many good opportunities for that bomb to be in base. Both teams having very strong defensive maneuvers so far.
Oh, this could be a great nade, though. Lots of damage goes into 2 players on the car side. Util, it's going to be Suppressed. And Stellar, I believe, both of them get cleaned up. Piggy's there. That could be it. No, the beatdown goes in. Precision got another one, but he's not able to clean up the last Nico.
Top, it's tough, you know, so Precision there, he needs to get that double kill. And it's not an easy one. It's not something that anyone's supposed to get, but if he gets that double, it opens up a world of opportunity for Envy. Instead, they're going to have to try to re-rack their focus on Slays once again in the mid-map. Descendant only able to trade there. That could have been a great opportunity for Envy, but once again, we're seeing a very stout battle. Trades back and forth, and Space Station, this defense is looking strong.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. The Envy are very pushed far forward on this base of SSG. They have defended really well. They're getting those back base spawns. Finally, they break through the 50% portion of the map. It's going to be at the Suppressed. Try and live here, but once again, he goes down to a couple of players.
I think Envy's been particularly frustrating for Space Station because of how well connected some of these fights are for them. I look at their assists, all the players about hitting double digits, just Descendant that needs to join the club here. Whereas on the other side, only one player from Space Station able to get to double digits. That's Stellar, who's having a bit of an unorthodox game. Usually you see him very heavy in that Slay column. Seems like a lot of those kills turning into assists this game.
Well, we're even Steven now, 2 down for each team, but Stellar still maintains control of the NVU team, at least for now. And with that pressure, Falcon's able to get camo, but it's immediately deleted.
But that's one thing to note. Space Station's been getting all of the camouflages so far. Envy, they have awarenesses of them, but Space Station seem to be one step faster on that punch. But here we go, that bomb being forward. I like that Envy. Doesn't matter their down numbers. They're just trying to win the possessional game. They want that bomb on SSG side.
Yeah, great team shot there by Precision and his teammate. Now Bomb getting moved forward a little bit out of the base. It looks like SSG just looking to do 2 things at the same time. Get that bomb out of base and get positioning, and it's going to be Suppressed winning a massive one. That's a killing spree.
Once again, though, it's trades that are really coming at the demise of both these teams' attack plans. So far, every time it looks like a team's about to get through, a trade comes out and it stops that push.
Jackson, lots of damage goes into base. It's a cross map shot that's going to connect onto Suppress, but it will be 2 down for Envy here. Suppress leading the Slays, leading the lobby right now, or at least tied with 25.
4 down. This is the opportunity SSG's been waiting for. 50 seconds on the timer. If they're able to get this arm in, Envy's going to have no time to find an answer.
Well, the push comes in. Envy coming off a spawn. That's going to be 2 dead. It's going to be an arm here. An attempt by Eco, but he gets taken out as well. The defensive hold by Envy. It's up to this kill here. Suppress going to get it. 3 down for Envy, but he gets taken out once again.
They lost the util spawns, and it's devastating to their attack. It allows the clear to potentially come through. Descendant throws it to the back base. The util spawns back-breaking to SSG's attack.
Only 23 seconds of neutral time in order to get this bomb across. We'll see if anything happens to that Precision. Right now, the objective to play defense, and he does so well inside of his base, but Eco, another kill.
Just absolute chaos in the base so far, but Envy's 3 down. That bomb still in their base. Eco patrolling the back base. They have the util block. This is everything you need for a bomb arm. It's coming down to these fights.
Plus 3 minutes. We've entered overtime here. First bomb is going to win, and Nico still maintaining control of the base of NB. He finally gets taken out. Precision comes in with the double, and that's 3 dead.
SSG did their job, but they couldn't execute the slays. They had NB trapped on that B side in the fridge, but they didn't win what's important, the kills in the base. Now, NB has space to work with, the camouflages up, and it might be the first of the game that can go their direction as they win these slays. This is the opportunity NB's been waiting for.
3 down. There's the camo pick up by Piggy, and it's a very aggressive play that allows him to get that.
They were half a second away. Space Station were on the door to victory, but defeat might be what arises. Envy in a strong position. We need Biggie to stay hidden. It's so imperative for his team that he gets a clean kill.
I don't like that, Tools. Reveals himself just a bit, ends up staying alive though. They don't know where he is. He's gonna be able to get bomb and run away.
They can't see him, they can't. So if they spot Camo, they will see that bomb in his arm, but they don't see it on the overhead. He might be able to sneak this all the way into the back of SSG's base, and this is at least creating a ton of confusion for the team.
It's just resources being pulled back there. A sneaky Piggy pulling bomb all the way back to SSG's base, still being a nuisance. Camo's gonna run out though at a perfect time. He gets the kill on to suppress cleanly.
Look how far up on the map they are. There's no one in the back base. Envy's taking over SSG's side. If they win these slays, this bomb arm could be in, but the util, it was the piece that gave Envy a chance back into this game, and it'll be the piece that allows Space Station to clear that side. A scary position, but SSG, 60 seconds is a long time in this position. They have their chance here.
This is what I talked about, though. This is what we talked about, the pace of SSG. Look how fast they got inside the util. Descendant, though, with an answer back. It's 2 down for the side of SSG, and Descendant's got to make a play here. If he can get this kill, he'll be able to move out.
Look at the players of SSG, how far they are away from this bomb. They need a lot of movement to get back into this fight, and they're all in the same lane. If they go down, this could be devastating. Stellar with a big win, but that bomb is on its way, and 3 are down for Space Station. Yaxen could block the spawns out in time. Envy has simplified the game. All the spawns are going to be on that fridge side, and Descendant, he's coming in like a right hook. This is dangerous.
Yeah, you have to stay alive if you're Yaxen here. You've been that menace that we talked about. You've been in the back of base. You did a lot of damage, but now it's up to you to live. SSG are swarming. They take him out.
Oh, huge play by Suppress to get up through the middle of the map. He jumps in and is able to get a big kill in that back base. Now, that push for Envy is just down to precision. There's only 20 seconds. This is really your last chance. You need to stay alive and win the fight. 1v1, he gets traded. This looks likely that we're re-racking our play.
Yeah, 9 seconds of neutral time remaining. Not enough time for anyone to get in the base, and Envy are going to get their first camo of the game, but this time it's not going to matter.
Station Gaming, they did their job, but they could not execute. What happened in those moments when they almost had that first score in that series?
Well, the game was going on just a little bit too long, right? So you have a timer when you're in the base and when you need to get those slays. As players go down, more spawns open up, and they had what was necessary to start that bomb arm. But once the first wave of spawners came up for SSG, they spawned in the worst possible spot, in that utility closet that was left open because of the chaos in slays. It really is a 50-50 chance of which spawn you get. They just happen to get the one that has a perfect line of sight to stop that bomb arm.
And there was this one opportunity for Envy at the very end where they had a setup, right? They had all of SSG spawning in that fridge, but it was trade outs time and time again in this game that allowed SSG to defend their base and come out. I think Envy, if we had to look at that game, was the more aggressive team. They had bomb on SSG's side a majority of that game.
Well, Tools, I'd love for you to break down these moments that we are seeing right now in this replay.
I love this from Piggy, right? Getting into this back base, and particular, I love this when he just leaves that bomb up, right? Because he has 2 players into this util. He wants to stay sneaky with this camouflage, and more importantly, he wants to find that first slay. He's going to be able to get that with Descendant. It was suppressed in that front line, and this is a great chance for Envy here, and you see the chaos happen. The problem that arises right here, right? You see all those players onto Util side, there's really no chance for them to get that arm if you do not have that utility side control. It just has too powerful of a line of sight to that bomb zone.
I 100% agree. I think line of sight and isolating angles is something that I think is underutilized in Halo. You see a lot of these top players do it. It's about understanding when those spawns are coming up and having that internal clock. You have to really look at these VODs and see the internal clock that plays in these players' heads. Okay, that spawn is happening right now. It's happening right there. And isolating that angle so you don't take damage from that spawn is so important.
Now we're back to zero. It's as if we had never started. The last game was more so kind of like a warm-up, right?
Yeah.
So both of these teams, I'm sure they're taking some learnings and moving on to the next, the repeat of this first game. What do you think both of these teams could take? What learnings from that last game should they use in their next game?
You need to finish on that first round of slays, right? If you're going to get that bomb in, it's really important that you are able to keep your back anchor player that's anchoring those util spawns alive and not onto that respawn. Once you open up utility, things become really mixy on bomb. And you can see that bomb was 95% of the way there when SSG got that first opportunity. But once those util spawns open, it's like the clock is on. You only have a limited amount of time to get those bomb arms finished, and they just couldn't do it that time around.
And you know, a lot of these teams are prioritizing that util kill, right? It's the same thing as like Nest on Forbidden. That's the priority. Take out the player. If there is a player on that side, block out that spawn, make them spawn on the lower side. It's very simple, but at the same time, like I said, you've got all this other stuff to deal with. When is camo coming up? What are the spawns looking like? What are the timing on the spawn? A lot that goes into these decision-making opportunities.
What did you see coordination-wise from Space Station Gaming and Envy?
Coordination-wise, I truly think that SSG, once again, were playing on their back foot the entire game. And I didn't really see the coordination, and it comes down to individual players, in my opinion. Stellar didn't really have a really great game number one, and I think if he's able to step up his slays, SSG are not going to be on the back foot that often. They're going to be able to push forward. Kills on the map create space for your team, and it's going to make SSG a lot more comfortable.
Now, what does it say about, I guess my first question is, what did you expect from this Aquarius bomb? And now that we have the result from the first game, what does it say about the way both of these teams are playing?
Honestly, I kind of expected this, but I expected the bomb arm to happen at some point, right? It was just, it was unfortunate for SSG that they got stopped at 95% the way there, but last time these guys played on this map, it was 1-0, and it was very hard to get that bomb arm. I was expecting a lot of the same, and so far they're delivered on that. They are not giving up an inch on this map.
Well, retry of Aquarius bomb is getting ready to begin. Who will take the first game of this second series of the day? We're about to find out.
Oh, you talked about Aliak. I think a warm-up is exactly what we saw right there, but that just means both these teams are going to come to play in this reset. I'm excited to see what happens here. Will Envy continue to be that aggressive roster, or will we start to see the slays out of the Slayers on SSG?
Very slow beginning for Suppress. Has that BR in the back window, but he's out of here.
He's out of there. That's all for dead. Another defensive hold.
And like you talked about, right? They blocked too many of those spawns. Stellar got a spawn forward up on the map. The key to successful bomb arms on Aqua is to simplify the game state. Block two of the primary spawns, leave one open so that you can funnel all the action into one lane.
Guess who's starting to slay? I mean, it's the first kill, but I mean, you can see it in his reticle. 4 down for Envy once again. SSG now on the attack.
And look, they're getting themselves into positions. Players in util, one in the back base. They're funneling the action to one lane.
Lots of damage going to multiple players. There's help on the flag side, but Stellar goes down as the isolation. Descendant playing that perfect.
Envy playing really well off each other. Every kill there's assisted. They're working together. As the young folks say these days, they're aimbot in the corners. They're not letting them out past those reticles.
And there's the accident once again. Look how aggressive he is. He's trying to play defense on his side still, but able to get that kill cleanly. Now he'll move towards the prize, and that's going to be util of SSG.
Yeah, I would like to see a player from Envy get a little risky with this. Try to get forward and behind the players of Space Station.
Yeah, he's pulling towards the B side. There's a lot of forces on that side of the map, but maybe didn't think that util was free. Regardless of that, bomb's going to be down. There's going to be slays once again on Envy's side, but Precision trying to trade.
Look at Piggy and Descendant on the other side there. They already have the util blocked. Precision's going to try to wrap this to help alongside them. They're getting these opening kills. This is looking great for Envy.
2 spawns, though, happen in the back of base, and now it's going to be more slays that have to go down, and he's got to watch that fridge side as well. Now the aggression happens.
This is it. Suppress, the only one alive, gets traded out right away. Util and base are blocked. There's nowhere for Space Station to come from. Bomb
what a way to come out on fire. We saw it at the beginning.
He aggro, he does this shit all day.
Wow,
dude.
Envy securing that first score for a second there. I was like, wait, where's the rest of the game? it's a first score to win. Wow, so it looks like Envy really took the learnings from the last game and just really exploded and just got that score. I want to talk about Envy's start here on this map.
I mean, it was perfect, right? They got all those kills. They had everything they wanted. In fact, it was almost like they had too much of a good thing there, right? Because they won all those gunfights, everyone's just like, hey, let's hit our lanes. And this is what Envy's known for, right? They like to fill the map. They take space. So once they got those 4 kills, they went through P-side, they went through the middle, they went through util, and they blocked one too many spots. So you saw that Stellar spawn out, and that was what SSG had a chance to get back. But what we saw, and that's crazy, this map was, what, 2 minutes long? We had like 3 premium opportunities for those bomb arms there. It was a very aggressive map, but strong defenses. Envy, though, finally able to break the walls down to Space Station.
And it's, again, a successful shot. What started it all? Descendant with that battle rifle, perfect across the map. That player at the very beginning of, we talk about the beginning of games, the beginning of these games is so important. You see that it really slides the momentum in the team's favor that wins that opening break. And we saw Descendant hitting that perfect right at the start, and that's what changed everything. They sprung through the middle, and it was over.
I'm looking at the stats here for Envy, and I'm just looking at the accuracy because you mentioned, you know, the first shot at the very beginning. We see precision with a 67% accuracy. Man, almost a little bit less than 3 minutes left, and so much. These stats tell so much of the story.
Yeah, I mean, really, that beginning was so important to like setting that tone early on, and the perfect in the feed was a big part of that, right? So what we saw was a very similar start to both teams where that player, it was Descendant for Envy and it was Suppress for Space Station. They both stayed in the top of their base with a BR out. The problem for Space Station is Suppress is looking to help his teammates on the front lines. Descendant had one idea, and his idea is, I'm going to BR. I'm going to 4-shot you across the map. I am going to take this cross-map fight. More times than not, that doesn't usually work, but Suppress clearly wasn't anticipating that style.
Yeah, I love the start, though. You start like that, you're like, you got... Every fight, you have to have confidence in that fight. We all play Halo. We all understand. If you have a shred of doubt in your mind in those fights, it's over. You saw the confidence in Descendant. That opens everything up, and they spiral that into a win.
Well, looking ahead, we have Street Slayer as our second game, our second map and game mode of the series. Envy with a start there. What are you expecting from this game, too?
I expect to see a strong Space Station, to be honest, on this bounce back. I thought the Slays were there. I think they were playing extremely well. I think both sides just had really strong defensive maneuvers, and at some point, right, if you throw 800 3-pointers, you know, one of them's going to go in, right? And I think that's what Envy did, right? They just kept attacking. They kept playing for their chance, and eventually the pieces fall into place. They're able to get the Slays. They're able to get the bomb arm. But just in an alternate timeline, like we saw Space Station arm their bomb in the first few minutes of the previous reset, and we don't go to, you know, this overtime.
Yeah, for me, I'm looking at the last LVT Pro League match that these two played against each other. Both games, I think it was 50-49 one game and 50-48 the other. Very close in the Slayer category. I think we're going to see the same thing here on the streets.
We just saw the fist bumps. The teams are getting ready to begin Street Slayer, our second game of this series.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Can SSG bounce back? That's the big question here. Maybe a couple of slow starts out of a couple of players, but right now is what matters the most. Stop the momentum of Envy if you're SSG. Create your own momentum swing, and it starts here on Slayer.
Expect to see aggressive plays. Streets is one of the smallest maps in the HCS. It's very easy to pinpoint those spawns and to be aggressive. A lot of times you're not going to have a lot of time to move off of your spawn.
Here we go. We start with Eco for game number 2. And it's already a break on the side of B Street. Envy connected again.
3 that go down right away, and the 4th will join. Envy comes out the gate strong. They're able to completely take SSG out. Now look at these spawns, man. They are trapped in that back base. There is nowhere for them to go. Camo up on the map.
You heard about Cherish in that game 5. He said that we had an incredible start. We know what incredible starts and Slayers do for